Hey everybody, welcome to another lightning round. I'm even wearing my lightning t-shirt, if you can see it, lightning bolt. And I'm excited for another hour of fast one card readings. So this is different than my normal live sessions. Because in my live sessions, I'll go in deeper and I allow donations to prioritize readings and to you should go into even more depth on those. These are just one card, no donations. We'll get through as many as we can and within the hour. But I will be back this evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time in about, what, 3.5 hours? Yeah, for my 2 hour more in-depth sessions. So I'm excited. Let's get going. And let me just make sure here that we are recording live. Yep, perfect. All right. So I'm going to use the Radiant Rider Weight, and we will start here. Actually, let me just pop out the chat here. I can see it a little better. It doesn't move as crazy fast that way. All right. All right, perfect. So, Sio Shanta, you are the first one up. So let's take a look here. What blessing would Spirit like you to know about? Let me move up my microphone a little bit. There we go. Don't be so loud. All right. So you have the Seven of Pentacles coming in here, Sio Shanta, which the blessing is that the waiting time is over. You've, been patiently waiting for things to grow. Normally the card is about a patience card, where it's, what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit. But whatever has been feeling like it's been taking forever to grow and come to fruition, here we go. It is time. It is time for this movement to happen. And I feel like it's changing direction too. So, where you've been waiting on something, it's like you just feel like, okay, enough is enough. I'm ready to move on and move forward. And you're actually switching directions regardless, too, regarding this. So, I like that because it does feel like you've been waiting in line at a window, or they're showing me like if you ever get in, like if you go to the grocery store and there's lines, you get in for the grocery store, and it seems like you get in one and it's just taking forever. And it feels like everything else around you is moving faster in the other lanes. And you're like, And you get out and you get into the other one, and this one starts moving fast, and this one slows down. And you're like, what's going on? Well, the pauses, these things have been happening for you, but you've been doing the work and now you're ready for this movement, for this change that happens. So it is a good flow, it is a good fruitfulness that's coming. And I like that for you. So beautiful, beautiful blessing coming this way for you this year. All right. That's what they have for you, Suyashanta, for your lightning bolt reading. So, Skyfalls, you want to know, are good things coming your way? Let's take a look here. Eventually, the Five of Wands shows some conflicting energy in the beginning. So there is some working out of some energy, some point of view. It moves from this feeling of competition to working together. And so there is this, like I said, a conflicting type of energy that starts off where it just feels like people are working against you. People are um, competing for the same thing, and so we sometimes we can get defensive. We can get into this um, uh, almost I would say vengeful mode, but it's like how can I outmaneuver them, type of stuff. But this change happens where you start to, instead of working against people, you start working with them, and it transforms. The number five is a number of transformation, so that energy is switching for you. And I feel like it's in the next, actually, it's like 4 to 5 weeks. Whatever has been going on, you're starting to see this transformation happen during this time. And it starts with your change of attitude, how you want to approach things. So, whatever has been feeling like this, butting heads and tugging at same things, it's like, you know what? Let me offer to work together on something instead of working against one another. And it does make some good movement and some good change. So, I like that, Skyfalls. So, that is what they have for you. All right. So, Kayla B, you are up next. Does P like you? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. So, we have the Full card, which is a new beginning, new adventure, stepping off into new things. I feel like this is, you know, there's a mixed message that comes in here for you. One side of it is like, yeah, they see you as this, new opportunity, a fresh start, kind of thing. But the other message from spirit is like, nah, you're ready to go in this different direction. I just feel this energy with it, Kayla, that it's like there's something more in alignment, someone who is more in alignment with what you want, and it's worth the wait. Like, if you get involved with P, it's not gonna last. You'll learn some of the same old stuff that you've learned before. You just learn it at a whole, you know, uh, deeper level. But I kind of feel like spirit's nudging you to step forward and not backward. And I feel like choosing them or being with them is like a step backward for you. It's almost like it's kind of the same old, and you're ready for something different. Your vibration of love has been increasing, and that's almost like settling. There's something more in the future for you. So they do have interest, but spirit is not interested in their interest for you, is what I'm hearing. So, it's like, well, okay, but you have the power to choose what you want to do, of course. And they're telling me that one choice won't delay the other. It just, if you hang out with P, it's just going to be hanging out with them, and then it's going to end, and then you'll continue moving forward. So that's what they have for you, Kayla. So there you go. Many blessings. That's your lightning bolt reading. All right, Christy. And you'd like an angel message. Very good. I don't know if you caught, you were the last free reading on this morning session. So there was a message for you there too. So if you check that out if you didn't already. Yay! So this is a great card to get. This is a temperance, balance. It's the movement of things. I love this. I was just reading this morning about this card because water doesn't flow this way. This is very magical. It's very enlightening and balancing for you too, because you've got one foot in the conscious, one foot in the subconscious, and you're going back and forth. There's some beautiful balancing. There's this beautiful unfolding of both the world. It's like a middle path type of scenario between heart and mind, between conscious and subconscious. You have this wonderful flowing that's coming forward for you. So it's a balancing time, and I feel like um, if you're in an indecision type of point, spirit is basically saying that they um, want you to find this beautiful balance between both worlds, that it's not one or the other. It's this, not really a compromise, but it's a hybrid decision that involves two things instead of just one or the other. So I like that for you with what's coming up here for you. So if it's not something that you're like, well, I don't know what they're talking about, it's coming, because I really feel it's like there's like someone going, well, are we going to go to the store first, or are we going to go to do this? And you're like, you know what? there's a store that has both of those and we can just do it at once. That's not the scenario, but that's the example. It's like both can happen. We don't have to do it's not A or B. There's actually a C, which is A and B. So I like that for you. So that is what they have for you, Christy. I like it. All right, Dejona Sturgis. What should you know? Let's take a look here. And I apologize if I totally messed up and murdered your name. All right. So you are being offered new love here soon. The Three of Cups down here are the old loves that you've had, the old ways of, that you pursued and I don't feel like these are usually the Three of Cups are like relationship situations and things. But for your reading, they're really saying, oh, this is, like X number one, X number two, X number three. There's individuals that you've dated and interacted with before, and it just didn't work out in one way or another. It felt empty. It didn't turn out the way that you had expected or wanted it to. But you've been working on your inner love. You've been raising your love vibration. And this Four of Cups here is what is being offered to you. There is a new higher love. You can see here you were bored with the previous ones. So you haven't even noticed this coming in because it's coming in kind of on your peripherals from the side. And you're just going to not be blindsided by it in a negative way, but you're just going to be like, well, where did you come from? And it's so much different than you've had before. So I do love this love that is coming in for you. And so they're just like, be prepared, just continue to work on your heart and your self love, continue to focus more on the higher vibrational energies of love and joy and peace and laughter and gratitude, rather than those lower vibrations of fear of what you're missing in life and those types of things. Because that higher vibration is what is drawing them to you. So I like it. So that is what they have for you, Dejona. All right. So Cece Lindsay, does Ken the Aquarius you work with want something serious with you? All right. Hey, Crystal. Let's take a look here. Yes. That's the way these readings are going. Yes. Definitely. Ace of Cups, new love. So they definitely want a new love with you. And this is not, it's not like Ace of Wands, which is passion, and they want intimacy or anything like that. They are wanting a connection, an emotional connection. So that is, and especially with an Aquarius, you sometimes don't know it because they don't show it. But there is this energy here of attraction, of love. And so I like that. So that would be a yes, Crystal. With Aquarius, I'm Aquarius Sun. You just have to let them do it on their own. You might need to give them some not so subtle things of your interest too, to help them along. But but you just kind of have to let them do their thing. All right. Hey, Joe. Welcome, welcome. All right. So Rishi, thank you for your question here. And let's take a look. Okay. So and I'm doing well, by the way, and hope you are doing well. So you'd appreciate some guidance on how to deal with the negative voices in your head. Yeah, and the Two of Wands came flying out here, which it's about power of choice, where we focus our energies and what grows. But it also tells us that either choice is not wrong. It just brings us different things into our life, because the Two of Wands shows two choices of where we invest our energy and our focus. One is when we focus on our fears, when we focus on what's in our life that we don't want, when we focus on what is missing in our life, then that grows and that expands. And then when we look over at focusing on what we're grateful for, what we do want in our life, and focus on joy and love and peace and all those emotions that are related to unconditional love, then those grow and expand. So when you have negative voices in your head, the thing is not to be harsh with yourself that they're there, because we all do. Everyone, we all have negative voices that appear in our head because we have fears that have been planted in our human for a very, very long time, and they will come up. But when we try to suppress them and push them down, it's like I'm trying to think of what animal. Oh, it's like trying to push a cat into a cat carrier. Oh my God, you're ready for a battle. They're like all fours on the outside of it. No, I'm not going in there. So sometimes it's important to express and allow the emotions to flow, not hurting yourself, not hurting anyone else, of course, but allowing it. If it's going out to a canyon and yelling into a canyon, when it's so loud that it's demanding to be expressed, then we go do something. We can scream into a pillow, we can hit a pillow, we can do whatever to release that energy. And once that energy is released, the voice is quiet, and then you can refocus your energy on the things that you are wanting to flow into your energy field. So that's what they have for you there. So hopefully that helps there, Rishi. If not, we'll chat. Um, so hang in there. Sending you much love and many blessings. All right, Joe, Kenzo, you would like a general reading. Let's take a look here. See what does Spirit have for you. Okay. So you have the King of Cups coming in here. So you are entering this beautiful place in your life of, even amongst all this waves and all the crashing emotions that are happening all around you, I almost feel as if you're in this wonderful kind of odd feeling space of being in the eye of the storm. It's like you are seeing all the storm raging around you, but you're at peace and you're like, wow, this is weird. But it's this beautiful balance of heart and mind that is coming in for you. And I feel like you are a very empathic person. Like, you have grown up feeling a lot of emotions in your life, but you've been working on building up the little gelatin around you, realizing what are your emotions and what are other people's emotions. And you've been really coming into this beautiful place of, I don't have to solve everyone else's emotions. I don't have to make everyone happy because I can't make everyone happy. I can only make me happy. I can make it harder or easier for people to choose love or fear, but I can't make them choose. So I'm only being responsible for my own emotions and my own actions. And so because you've been working on all of this, it's all the pieces are falling into place for you. And so um, if this eerie feeling is coming, like it feels like too quiet, it's like this is going to be the norm going forward. More quiet, less noise. We will, of course, we always get drawn out with little bright shiny things to the edge of the storm and get sucked out to do somersaults in the storm. But we know, now that we know we have like this tethered rope to the center, we can pull ourselves back to the center more easily too. So I like that for you, Joe. So enjoy the silence, right? Like the song. All right. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And we have Sabika. Will you get Ennis's phone number? All right, let's take a look here. With the Queen of Swords coming in here, swords are communication, and the Queen of Swords not only rolls over air, but also water, intuition, emotion. So a good balance between heart and mind. With the swords coming up here and being communication and mastering communication, I would say this is a yes, that you will, because you're going to be able to have communication between them. So that is a yes for you, Sabika. I like it. So that is what they have. Easy breezy. So we'll move on to the next. Eliza, hello, energy check. Feelings of R for you. All right. Whoa, gee whiz. There's a lot of energy in these cards uh, around your situation there, Lisa. Let me refresh these real quick. Simmer down now. All right. So for Elisa, for Elisa. Okay. Yeah, I think, did this come up earlier in the morning session? Because here's the Empress, which they do see you as a new beginning. They do see you as, there's sensuality there with the Empress card too, but it is a new beginning, a new start. Um, but now is the time here with this card for you to mother nature, mother nurture yourself. It's time for you to work on your own self-love, your own emotions for you. Because we know that they're like, spirit has been going, stay away from the forest fire so you don't catch on fire. It's all about you right now, building up your inner love, your self-love, and expanding that, because that just makes things easier, flowing and more flowing around love when you move forward. So I do you like that for you, Elisa? So that is what they have. All right. Hey, Seba. Hello, hello. And Lakia. So when will Darius contact you? Time frame. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has. Okay. So you have the Page of Pentacles here, which is new opportunities coming up in the outside world. The Pentacles with the outside, with this not being like a swords with being contact, this is more about there's things that need to unfold first. The Page of Pentacles, they're offering you the Ace of Pentacles, which is about seeing your worth in relation to the outside world in a different way. So there is this timing, that things are paused and going slow for you to look inward into your heart, into your worth. And that's why things slow down and go at a slower speed. Like if you ever watch a movie and you switch it to frame by frame, where it's like, you're just like, oh my God, this is taking forever. That's why it feels like it's taking forever. But the faster and the more in depth you go into your self love and into your looking at your worth and relationship to the outside world, looking more for self worth, like from your higher self worth rather than a retail price. Retail price is what we feel we're worth to people on the outside, but that's not our self worth. That's the constant, unstable, fluctuating. Chances are you can end up on a clearance rack retail price versus self worth, which where you discover you're priceless. And so there is this timing that is going slower for you, so you can work on that in the meantime. But the more you work on that, the faster it moves in the outside world. So that's what they have for you, Lakia. So many blessings to you. All right, Bob, hello. So I can give you a love reading. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing very well. So your one card love reading. Oh man, no, this is a good card, because tells you that it's okay to feel the loss and to feel, the disappointments and all the emotions you felt in relationships of the past. We come down here to experience these things on purpose, for a purpose, and when we're done experiencing those, we discover the power of emotional choice back here. The Two of Cups, which tells us every moment is either of a fear of losing conditional love or of up above, which is of unconditional love. And so when we realize that this is one choice and then we have another choice, we don't feel as trapped and we don't feel as, restricted, that I'm doomed to, swim in the water, of my demise or whatever. It's like, okay, I can feel this, but when I'm done, I have another choice. And this is great because when you realize that and you step into that power, the Two of Cups is also the cup of partnerships and romance and coming together of love. So once you realize that you don't have to beat down your emotions like, oh, I'm not supposed to feel that way, and push them down, but that you're allowing them to flow and feel them, understand them. It doesn't mean you have to act on them, but you get to feel them and allow them to um, be felt. Then you're like, okay, but then I can also choose to feel differently in a situation if I want to. And with that choice, you get this emotional power back, and it brings your vibration to a higher level that does attract someone in, for the next relationship, the next mirror for you to experience with. So I do like that. And again, like we were talking about, the more you work on that emotion, the faster it magnetizes us and draws people to us, as well. So that's what they have for you right now, Bob. So many blessings to you. Hey, Kay. Hey, Dreams Days. Welcome, welcome. All right, Kay, you are up next. So, did Sanai lie to you about what Luis did? Okay, let's take a look here. You know, I feel like with this celebration card, the Four of Wands represents like stable energy. But, when I read your question, what I heard is it all depends on someone's viewpoint. Did they lie? No, they shared with you their perception, because this person sees this person sees this, and it can be like, No, no, this one had this on it. No, it had this on it," because they're looking at things completely differently, right? There's someone wearing blue, someone wearing red. They are seeing things differently. So, I don't feel like they outright lied, but somewhere in between is the truth, because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. So we're looking through the world through our own goggle glasses. And depending on what's on here, it's like we could have some rose colored glasses or some yellow or a blue tint, whatever. And we're like, oh my God, it was so yellow. And you're like, what? No, it was really red because you had red tinted glasses. So it really depends on what they were perceiving. Um, but I don't feel like they lied. It was just how they saw it, on their Kay. So that's what they have for you. Interesting. All right. I don't get that for that card, but that's what this is all about. All right. Kay, that is what they have. So Shauna, you are up next. Hello. Is Gemini for real in a romance with you? Okay. As far as a Gemini goes, right? It depends on which personality they're in the moment, right? Yes. This is the Gemini energy too, I believe. So, yes, Gemini is, and you know, Gemini. I joke that depends on their personality. I'm Aquarius Sun. We're the multiple personality of the zodiac, so it depends on who we're with and what we're with, what personality we're exuding. Gemini does that, but they just have just two. We have multiple, but Gemini has two. They just get really good at the two. So it depends, like I said, on the moment. You're going to be in one personality or the next. And it's not like they have a real split personality. They just go into different places. One will go into the mind, around things, and then other times they'll drop down into the heart. So if you feel sometimes they're so romantic and sometimes they're so distant, just tap on their head and go, I need to speak to the other one. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But you really do get to, you're like, okay, they're in there. Something has drawn them up into their mind rather than from their heart. So just give them love, 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 and that will magnify their heart and bring them back into that. But something, things trigger that draws them out into their mind, and they're thinking, and they're inquisitive, and they want to learn a bunch of things, and they want to master a lot of knowledge. And when they're in that mode, their heart is, kind of turned down so they can use all their energy for mental activity rather than heart activity. So sometimes you're just not going to be able to do anything with it. It's just understanding that they are in their mind. And then you're just like, okay, well, let me switch into my mind and let me nerd out with them. Or go, well, you enjoy that. Do you need a coffee or a sandwich or something while you're deep diving into all that? And they're like, sure. And that's what you can do, but it's not personal. I think that's the big thing Spirit wants you to know. But they definitely, Lover's card, Gemini, boom. They definitely do have romantic feelings. So I like it. Okay. Let me take a look here. There we go. All right. So, Bob, let's take a look here. So, can you give advice for work? Your work situation is pretty stressful. All right. Yeah, so you are very powerful, Bob. This is basically telling you that you have so much capacity and control over the energy of the situation because with this wand that they carry here, it basically tells you that whatever you focus on is what grows and expands, right? And so when we focus in on what we're fearing, what is happening that we don't want, um, that we feel is missing. I don't know if I said that already. All that it grows and that expands. But if you change that wand and focus on gratitude, focus on what you do want, joy and laughter and peace, and all that expands and the other things go. So the stress has to do with the fears because that's the root of stress is a fear of one kind or another. And if we're focusing on those, then that is what expands them and makes them bigger. So, really, when we start this gratitude switch, it takes us out of fear because it's a fear killer, it's a fear destroyer, and it quiets the noise. And then we can go once we're in a calm place, because when we're in fear, we're out of our minds. We're a cat that's fighting and hissing or running away and hiding, or hissing and then running away and hiding. And we can't think clearly because we're in a cat mind instead of a intelligent, emotionally mature human mind. And so once we can get out of the fear, then we can calmly, intelligently, and lovingly, gently look at what our fear is and go, okay, let me see for what it really is. Where's the stress coming from? What am I fearing? But I feel like the advice Spirit is giving is switch the energy, that of gratitude. And like I said, focus on those other things. And then you'll see a change in your energy, and you'll start to see things differently too, because we do see the world as we are in the moment. So if we're stressed, we're going to see work as stressed. When we're at peace, suddenly work becomes very peaceful. We're like, who knew? So very much a huge power in there for you. So that is what they have for you, Bob. So many blessings to you. All right. Hey, lovely, lovey. Let's take a look here. Any extraordinary news for you and your first daughter in January 2023? All right, let's take a look here. Let me just reshuffle these real quick. So, any extraordinary news? All right. Wow, I would say so. You've got the Chariot card, which one is a victory card. It's also a very big movement card. So there's some significant movement in your guys' life that is for you. It's very much victorious. And there also is this wonderful energy of learning about your power of choice. Because one of the Chariot energies that comes in is that no matter what happens in your life, we're the ones that are deciding what story of our mind we're putting to it and what emotion we want to feel as we go through it. Now, I know when I first heard that, I was like, there's no way that I'm choosing this. But Spirit was like, let me take you back. And they've shown that we've all been given, all these opinions of how, what something is supposed to mean and what we're supposed to feel as we go through it. Opinion, opinion, opinion. We took it on as our opinion, and we made it our habit to feel a certain way and think about things a certain way, that it became our reaction, where it happens so fast, doesn't feel like we're making a choice, but we are. And it's a habit we have formed. And so there's this empowerment that comes in realizing that whatever comes your way, you get to choose what it means. You get to choose what you feel as you go through it. And it might just take some time to change the habit to feel and think a different way. And your daughter too. You can't choose for her though. She has to choose what emotion and story she puts to it. But you can, through your own example, show her how she has the power to choose and she can choose differently. Your way doesn't have to be the right way. Her way will be the right way for her as well. So I do feel that you'll be getting some great news here with that chariot card coming in. So that's what they have for you, lovey, lovely, lovely, lovey. Many blessings to you. All right. So continue going down. We're about halfway done already. These hours fly by. So Lakia, did Darius lose interest in you? And why is that? Um, the Ace of Wands here, this is new passion, new drive, new ambition. So it feels like there um, is new passion that is out there, that is catching their eye. And I don't know, I don't feel necessarily that it's like a person per se, in just that they have these interests, they have this drive of wanting to experience life in a lot of different ways. And so I feel like they're being drawn out, just excitement about life. Like if there's a new, I don't know if it's like a hobby, but it's like a new interest for their life, a new direction that they're wanting to take in their life that's taken a lot of their energy. So I kind of feel like they're kind of, stepping back a bit with that. And yeah, in that time frame too, it's this halt and this pause that's happening is part of all that, right? Because that pause, as we talked about earlier, and you asked a original question, was about you um, turning inward and you looking at you, and so that is why So the human Darius has been distracted. Spirit has gone like, here, Darius, look over here, to keep them busy while things are slowing down for you to work on you. And so that's the why, the real why behind what's happening. Because there's the human perception of, well, this is what happened. And we're like, mm-mm. You look from the higher point of view and you see the whole plan, the whole thing, how everything's connected and how spirit is maneuvering things for us, always for us, though. So that's what they have for you, Lakia. All right. So next, you are welcome, Sushanta. Rhonda. Oh, snap. You're funny. So, so Rex is talking to you. Does he maybe want to pick you up today and start over with your friendship? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about Rex? Nope. All right. So you do have the Six of Pentacles here. And the Six of Pentacles, when it comes to relationship, is about codependency awareness card. And so when we're looking about, that he's talking to, does he want to pick you up and today and start over with your friendship? It's like there's this balancing that spirit is bringing in here, saying that it's important for you to really look into your um, rate of exchange of love. It's so important for you, because when you feel like this scale here, when it's out of balance, when you feel you have to give 1,000 of something to deserve one back, it's not going to be the time for you guys to come together until you have that adjusted one-on-one where it's balanced, or it's or at least close, but not 100 to 1, where you have to give so much to get so little back. And it has to do with your energy. It has to be with your earlier childhood. I talk about it a little bit on this channel. About 7 years and younger is generally our emotional side of us, our human development. And it's during that time that we develop this rate of exchange. Like we have to do a ton of things or do something great to get our parents' attention or our grandparents or friends or siblings, whatever it is, whoever we had to do extreme things. It was someone important in our life that we had to do extreme things. We'd get a little back. And we took that as children. We don't know any better. We're like, okay, the rate of exchange is 1,000 to 1. And we put it down into the subconscious. And that's what's been running this, whole time. So, I feel like, and this does go, I mean, I see your kind of follow-up question about, this, friendship, love, it's any type of relationship because it rolls over into friendships, romance, family, work, school, everywhere. This rate of exchange impacts every area of our life. So I feel like, Spirit is saying, if you jump now and move forward, it's going to be out of balance. And when that happens, we don't allow them to give to us, and they end up giving to other people, other like workaholic hobbies, to their friends, and if we're in a romantic relationship, affairs, because we will only allow them to give us so much because we can't handle a huge rate of exchange, because I have to give you 1,000 for you to give me one. So if you give me 10, I have to give you 10,000. Whew, and they want to give me 100, 100,000. It's so exhausting that we don't allow people to do it. So I feel like right now they're saying just, go slow, work on this first, because that's an important piece in order to have a different type of friendship or relationship, because otherwise you're just going to get what you've always gotten. So that's what they have for you, Rhonda. I know, but they always give us what we are wanting. So, all right, Mars, you are up next. So, how would Jay be in the private time? Any messages from the future with them? All right. Look here. I was like, any $3 messages? I was like, what? Well, private time here. Boom, sun card. Bright, beautiful, victorious, hot, passionate. This is also Leo energy, which can be very much, uh, you know, of course, Mars, hot, Aries kind of energy, right? So definitely in private time, passionate. And the messages from the future have to do with your inner child. And they are basically saying it's good to spend time really embracing your inner child, picking them up, holding them, giving them love, giving them warmth, being that parent, that perfect parent that you always wanted when you were young, that none of us, no parent ever, sorry, no, any human child ever had the perfect parent that gave them unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, unconditional time. And it's, a beautiful, um, you know, uh, feeling that we have when we pick up someone, when we pick up ourselves and embrace us without explanation, without telling them why things happen, blah, blah, blah. You just allow them to express themselves and to feel this safe place. And I feel like that's what they're having you do, or that's what their message from the future him is telling you, is like, just embrace your inner child, and it just transforms things. And I feel like they're giving you that heads up that you do this in the future anyway, but they're telling you now because you can do even more and start earlier than you would have. So I like it. But that is what they have for you, Mars. Fiery. Don't get burnt. Don't burn up. Right. So many blessings to you. All right. So next here was Alikia. Hello, hello. When will you find a partner for a love relationship? Let's take a look here. So maybe at a funeral? No, I'm just kidding. The death and rebirth card coming in here. They're being snappy today. They're funny. Um, but you'll find a partner for a love relationship after you go through a significant ending and new beginning. And I feel the energy since these are one card readings. I would normally try to pull another card, but we're sticking to the one card readings for this session. And, I feel like it's 3 or 4 months from now that there's going to be a significant alteration in your life. Nothing to be scared of. It happens for you. But it's a change. It's a significant change where it alters your, um, I'm going to say your location. I really feel just very much a nudge of that you're changing locations of where you work or hang out or even where you live. But like in the next 3 to 4 months, it just feels like you've got this significant change that brings a different group of people that you interact with. And within this new group, this is where you meet them. Maybe if you're going to school, maybe it's like a different semester starts. It's something along those lines, like where you are physically at changes, and then that's where you meet them. So I like it. So that's what they have for you. All right, Anya Ahuya, you are up next. So Igor's feelings for Ateshi. Wow. So this card came flying out, and we got the moon card here. And the moon card does talk about deep emotions and subconscious and, mysteriousness. And I feel like there is this change that's going on with them here. Phases of the moon are really being emphasized to me for this, which it's like they come and go is what I see. It's like a moon, how it grows and it becomes full and then it drifts away and almost seems like it's gone and then it grows again. I almost feel like it's on again, off again, the feelings they have for them. And it's like the tides come in, the tides go out. And I feel like that's what goes on with them there. Deep emotions, there's a lot of subconscious stuff that's going on with Igor that I feel like there's fears and there's blocks, emotional blocks that don't allow him to get back, beyond a certain point because he hasn't looked at those emotions yet. So they'll go forward, and this is as far as they go before they go back. And they only have been able to do that because of this block that they have inside. So that's what I'm picking up there, Anya. So many blessings to you. All right. Christy. Well, you get a double bonus because that was a good reading too. So make sure to go check it out. All right. So lovely May or me. You can have one card for what you need to hear. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. So you have the Nine of Wands here, and I love this for you because you're on the verge of getting through an energetic block in your life. You can see here with your wounded head here, feel like you've been like being knocked up against a wall. Let's see. Sorry for there you go. Better focus. Like you've been hitting against a wall, like you just can't get through this energetic block. Something's been blocking you, and what I like about the card is that they're holding on to your Ace of Wands, which used to be right here behind you, which made it a solid line where you couldn't get through. And I like the way they have it interpreted because you have realized your power, you've removed it, and now you're going to be able to be moving through it because there's a big enough space where you can now step through it. It's like having a prison bar, and one of the bars gets removed, and you're like, oh, let me just scooch right through, and I'm free. And I feel like that's what's here for you. I don't even feel like it's like in the future. I feel like you're in it right now. And that Ace of Wands is your power of where you invest your energy. I've been talking a couple times in here with this session. We focus on what we fear, what we don't want, fear, don't want, and what we feel is missing. Those are the three things we usually focus our energy on that grows and expands it. That's where the blocks were. But you're stepping into your power and realizing that you're switching your energy with purpose to gratitude and for what you do want in your life, and joy and peace and patience, and all those lovely energies that are connected to unconditional love. And it's switching it, and that's what's opening the door for you, and opening this wall and this block, and you're able to move through it. So that is what you need to hear. You are so much more powerful than you were taught to believe, and you're stepping into that power like right now. And I love that for you. Hey, Colleen, thanks for coming by and zipping on through, for showing your support. And yeah, good reminder. Thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you have given the videos. It does help spread the Zen love. So thank you for being part of sharing the love. All right. And Nelson Chantel, you are up. So let's see here. Will you find new love? Will you find new love? You will find new passion for sure. You have the Page of Wands, which Wands is our drive, our ambition, our passion, inspiration. So you do have this new fire that sparks within you. So you definitely are going to have some attraction to someone. And it's not cups, but it's a spark, it's a start, it's what's drawing you to someone. So this fire that's coming up is drawing you, which can lead to new love. I feel like just be aware of your passion, and try not to consume. Don't become a forest fire that just goes and burns down everything and there's no turning back. Be a campfire, be a nice little, like one of those little, what do they call it, a fire pit, where you warm and you brighten and you're inviting. You're not like, oh my gosh, the forest has gone aflame. So breathe and manage the passion, and it can lead to love. Otherwise, it'll scare them away. So that's what they have. Interesting. Are you a fire sign, Nelson? All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And Lakia, if you don't mind, I've had a couple of questions already from you. I'll mark it here, so I'll come back if I complete everyone, but I'm only to about 8 minutes or so left. So I want to make sure first timers get some answers too. So thank you. I know you understand. So LA, does Khalid still think of you from time to time? Let's take a look here. All right. I would say yes with the Six of Wands, because one, it's a card of recognition and being seen, and also victory. So I feel like for you, feel like that would be a victory, that you're like, well, good. I'm glad they think of me from time to time. And it is this recognition. They do recognize, you in their life. So they do think of you from time to time, but I don't feel like there's a draw backward. I just feel like it's a movement of like, oh yeah, and then they return back to what they were doing. But they do. So I like that. Hey, Intuitive Enlightenment. Hello, my friend. I hope you are doing well. Thanks for being here. All right. So, Diva. Hello, hello. So, if you started creating journals for sale, would it be profitable? Oh my God, I love journals. I used to have like 5 extra journals because I just could not say no to them. Let's take a look here. So, would it be profitable? Well, you do have the Hanged Man here, which is seeing things from a higher perspective. Um, I feel like it would take time. The Hanged Man is one of the patience cards, like a cocoon. It would take time to be profitable, but it would be. It's like a caterpillar. It takes time for them to become caterpillar Jews, then to turn into a butterfly, and then they end up coming out of the cocoon and then being productive. But it takes time where it's sitting, changing, developing for it to happen. But I feel like it would be profitable, just take time. So that's what they have for you. All right. Very cool. I love Depeche Mode too. That's from my era. All right. Just looking down here. Okay, very good. So next up is Choka Fan 41. If you'd like to know RG's thoughts towards you. So you got the Three of Pentacles here, which the Three of Pentacles does represent, um, you know, that they see you as someone that stays true to your authentic self. Because the Three of Pentacles shows you creating a work of art. And then these are the people that are in your life. Like there's people that will, sometimes we have fears of, um, if we don't do what someone else wants us to do, that we let them down and then they're going to punish us. So we are afraid of not living up to their expectations because there's going to be punishment of some way. And then there's people that we get praise from. We're afraid to lose their praise if we don't do what they want us to do. And I feel like RG's thoughts towards you is that they're like, wow, you really stand up for you. You don't get drawn easily into other people's opinions of you and expectations. You've really learned to stand up for yourself and be you. And that's attractive to them because they are not. They have been so swayed back and forth so much in their life around all these people. Like, not that they're a huge people pleaser, but they're a huge people pleaser or have been in the past. And so they love this about you, and it's really attractive the way that you stand up for you and that you're not swayed. So that is what they have for you right now, Toka fan. So many blessings to you. All right. Very good, Shauna. I love that. Rhonda, you're a Gemini. Yes, no, hot, cold. You guys are funny. All right. Hey, take care, Bob. All right, Libra girl. I am doing well, thank you. All right, Mary PM. So, a card pulled. What is ahead for you? Let's take a look here. Mary PM. All right. What is ahead for you? Justice. No. So, Justice card is a beautiful card because you are just really moving into a beautiful place of balance here. Because you have the Ace of Swords, which is allowing you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, while at the same time cut away the small t truths that are rooted in the fears of losing conditional love. The scales, of course, we start off being out of balance, um, with being our little human selves that are just poured and inundated with all these opinions and all these fears of losing conditional love that are passed down from generation to generation and added and more added, right? So we start off out of balance, but you are connecting to this higher knowledge, connecting to this awareness of unconditional love in your heart. And it's really cutting away these fears more and more and more. And I just feel like the scale it's just been steadily moving. And that's where you're headed. You're coming into this beautiful balance of less fears, more openness, and more expansiveness in your life, less restrictions. So the cage that you've been felt that you have been trapped in for so long, as you're realizing this door that's open and you're able to step out more and you're dismantling the cage piece by piece. And I feel like you've started in this a while ago and it's just become so fun. It's like if you've ever had an opportunity to help someone with a deconstruction of a wall in a house or tearing down a shed or something, it just the destruction and the removal of stuff, it feels so good. It just becomes very addictive. You're like, "Oh my god," and you just can't stop. And that's kind of the energy I feel you have right now. And it's just the balance is what is ahead for you. So that is what they have for you, Mary PM. I like it. All right, Libra girl, you can ask a free question. I'm sure you have it probably down below. Very good. All right, excellent, Rhonda. I'm so glad. Yes, beautiful. All right. So, Jessica Sample, what should you know about love for the year? All right, let's take a look here. All right. What a beautiful card to get for love for the year. This is the Wheel of Fortune, which is the wheel is turning. And I love the four tune, the tune of for you. That's what I call it here, the Wheel of the Four tune. Because even your human side feels with the things that unfold this year around love are for you. And you're like, yes, which is great. 10 endings, a new beginning. So you're going to have some change, some things that are slipping and changing and you like that. So I really like this coming in here because there is this significant changes that are coming in, and they're all fated events, of course, with the Wheel of Fortune, but they definitely are different, higher level love stuff because again, your human side, even your human goes, this is great. What's happening? Whether it's the removal of relationships to make room for new, or it's a new relationship coming in, you're going to be like, wow, I kind of like these changes that have come in here. So I really like it. All right. So we are at the 1 hour mark, and I know we were getting down here. And lightning, hello, came for your lightning round. Thank you so much for subscribing here. Let me see, how many more do I have here? You are very welcome, Jessica. Let me see here. LA, ouch. All right. And I know some people are asking some follow-up questions, and I apologize. I'm going to end the session, but I'm seeing here if there's anyone that I haven't done their first reading, and I want to give them that if I can. And then everyone else, I'm going to be back here in 2.5 hours for my evening session, which is 2 hours long. And then also, of course, back here tomorrow morning and tomorrow night as well. So let me take a look here. Okay, I did Nelson, Neelam. Hey, Neelam. Hey, Winter. All right, and so Libra girl, we hadn't done yours yet. So what is he thinking about you? Okay. So what is he thinking about you right now? Sorry, those, let me reshuffle here. All right. So we do have the Four of Pentacles here. And so what he's thinking about right now, he is looking at his outside world and trying to find stability in his outside world. So what is he thinking about you? It's like, well, he's really focused on himself. He's really consumed with himself, which, yeah, when you say they're a Leo, not, no offense to any Leos, but Leos are, it's like they're the king of the jungle. They look to themselves, and all that. So that is really what they're focused on here, Libra girl. Not so much about anyone else. It's all about them right now, in their little adventure, trying to find stability in their outside world, because I feel like their world feels like it's an upheaval. So that's what they've got going on right now. So that's what they have with your one card reading. All right. If you want more, come back tonight or tomorrow morning. or tomorrow night, and we can dig in deeper. So, Steph, you feel like your roommates avoid you and you don't like wondering if it's a good idea to move out. You feel fakeness towards you and you don't know how they feel towards you. All right. So, is it in your highest experience to leave? We'll do that. Is it for your highest experience to head into a different living situation? Well, you're welcome, Libra. Okay. Yeah, the Three of Swords coming in here, this expectations equal disappointment is the heartbreak and disappointment card here. So when I get this asking if it's for your highest experience to move out, I feel like they're saying that unless you move out by yourself, you're going to keep experiencing this because they're, humans, all of our human characters, we are so complex, but so fickle too. When we go into fear, we turn into cats, right? Cat minds. We hiss and we attack, we hiss and run away, we hiss and we attack and then run away, and we do things that are unkind and uncaring. And so when you feel this stuff from your roommates, you're going to feel that from friends and workmates and lovers and whatever it may be, right? They're going to be all over the place. And so they're saying that wherever you go, there you are. So if you move out, you're still going to feel fakeness towards you from someone somewhere, and not knowing how people feel towards you. But people, when we ask, what do people think about me and feel about me? We're a mirror, and all they're seeing is how we feel about ourselves, how they feel about themselves. So, we don't know how they don't really see us because we're a giant mirror. But when we flip that around, we can see, what am I learning from my roommates about myself? When I look at them and like, so fakeness. Well, I feel fakeness from them. I feel like they're fake. Well, we're pointing in a mirror going, they're fake. And they're like, oh, okay. So how, somehow, some way, am I fake to myself or am I fake to others? And it's because it's a mirror showing us for us to grow. That's the great thing about mirrors. I learned that with the relationships. I kept on bringing the same individuals into my life over and over. And I'm like, oh, because I keep seeing the same person because I keep buying mirrors. And I'm like, oh, it's me. And so I learned a lot eventually about me. So I feel like, what are you trying to avoid? How do you feel you're being fake to yourself? Really look into the mirrors that are there. And once the mirrors have done their job, they will either leave or you'll start seeing beautiful things in them because you'll start to see the beautiful things you have in you as well. And so things will start to transform and things will start to change there. So that's what they have for you there. All right. And Neelam, I don't think I gave you one question there. So, what are Omar, the Aquarius's current feelings and future actions towards you? All right. Let's take a look here. Well, we've got a Three of Wands coming in here, which is a change of direction. And so I feel like their feelings have changed and their actions are that they're going to be changing and going in a different direction. There is this alteration with the Three of Wands about, we have a destination in mind, but then things change in our life and we change our destination. And that's kind of what's coming in with that, Neelam. They, but, if we remember, if we try to remember, I know it's difficult when things are being moved out of our life or out of our path. We're like, but I wanted that. But in the beginning, when those things happen, we can get scared. But when we realize that it's spirit that's moving it for us, it's not something that's happening to us, it's happening for us. It's like kind of one of those thank God for unanswered prayers. I want them. And creator's like, you'll be happy. You know, your higher self is asking us to move them. And then you're like, oh, but look what I get. It's like, oh, okay. They're showing me like the price is right, where you can have the donkey or behind with curtain number 4. And you're like, I'll take curtain number 4 and it's a brand new car. That's the kind of thing that's happening. They're being moved out of your life. They're heading in a different direction, but it's for you. It's going to open up space for something and someone more in alignment with you. So that is what's coming in. So I like it for you, even though I know it can feel like it sucks, though. So hang in there. Sending you lots of love. All right. So lightning. What a perfect. See, I even wearing your shirt. All right. So finances of your future spouse. All right. Let's take a look here. And thank you for being a new subscriber too. All right. Finances for your future spouse. Yay, right? Beautiful. It's 10 of cups, which is emotional fulfillment, but this is like just a full life. So, here you got the children and the home and the land and beautiful rainbow feeling overflowing and full. So that is good. So very, very good, very successful, very full finances. So I like that. So that's what they have for you, Lightning. All right. And then Winter, let's give you a quick card here. Will Fernando send a message this month to your Martha? It looks like there's split decision here. Swords are communication. And I feel like they're at an indecision whether they are or not, because there's, could be going either direction there. So it feels like it's undecided. Or is that two? It could be two messages, one of the heart and one of the mind. But yeah, it feels indecisive to me. So it feels like they're on the fence. They're not sure at this point if they are or not, but they're thinking about it. That they definitely are. But whether they actually do it or not, that's where they're on the fence about doing it. It's almost like they've, have the message created, but they haven't sent it yet, right? It's like they're a drafted email in their draft box that they haven't sent. But so I feel like they are thinking about it, though. They definitely, it's on their mind to do so. All right. Right, Steph, I think I did yours. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Renee. Let me see. All right. So will raw milk be conducive or helpful for your health? Okay, let's take a look here. I'm seeing the Chick-fil-A giant billboard in my mind for some reason. I guess because of the cow. Because the cow says, "Eat more chicken." All right. So with the Six of Swords, swords are thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets, but it moves from choppy waters to calmer waters. And of course, with asking about health stuff, I have to say that tarot should never replace consulting licensed nutritionists and physicians and doctors, etc. It's for entertainment purposes. So there you go. But this would say yes, that it would move you from choppy waters to calmer waters. So it would help calm things down, if that means anything. So that's what they have for you, Renee. All right. And then Miss Phenomenal, you are the final reading for this session. I know I went over a little bit, but we were so close to getting everyone done for at least one question each that I wanted to do that. So, how does Aries feel about you currently? Aries kind of feels like you are in a place of, they kind of feel low and below you in a way where they feel like things are just unfolding for you in ways where they see you as being up above, like on a hill, and they're down here feeling low about themselves, and I kind of feel like they're not able to be happy for your successes, not to be happy for, you know, when things are working out well for you. I feel like it's all about them. And so it would be like if you're like, I got promoted, and they're like, I never get promoted, and da da da, da 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 da, and you're like, I got promoted. Like, can you just be happy for me, not make it about you? And I kind of feel like that's where they're at right now, is they just feel like, wow, your life is going so well. You have so many friends, and da da da, and da da da, da da da. I'm just nothing, kind of feel like that's the kind of energy that's around there. Um, so they just kind of have this opportunity to work on their self-esteem and their self-love, because they've just been really, I feel, beaten down in their life left and right. But they're on the verge of being sick and tired of feeling sick and tired all the time, which is good. So you do not have to defend your wonderfulness. You do not have to do anything about that. Just be aware that that's where they're at. And if you want, out of your compassionate, beautiful heart, to sincerely help them see who they really are through higher eyes, more truer eyes than the ones, all these negative self-talk they have about themselves, you can help lift them up, but you don't have to. So that is what spirit has for you. So I love it. Guys, thank you so much for attending my second lightning round. I really like this. I am going to try to fit one in tomorrow. And if you guys like these, I might try to just do them each of the days that I like: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like just kind of add them in the middle somewhere, as I am able to fit them in. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. I will be back here in about, what is it, almost 5. So in about 2 hours. 2 hours and 15 minutes for my evening session. And I'll be back, of course, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain, and tomorrow night as well. I do take Mondays and Tuesdays off now from lives. I do a bunch of other stuff, but that is what we have. So again, thank you. Thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up, all the likes, for being here and sharing your love and all your wonderful bantering and support back and forth. I love our soul family that we're creating here. And please know, as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing day or night wherever you're at in the world, and we'll see you soon. Until then, much love to you. You take care.